Zach Maslany now making his way to the stage. Expect fireworks, ladies and gentlemen.
I wanted to give a shout out to my boy Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
He's a beast. He's a savage. Him and JM holding down the fort at 10th Planet Bethlehem. Who's doing it better than them? Very few.
Okay. From here on, nothing goes down unless I'm involved. No blackjack, no dope deals, no nothing. A nickel bag gets sold in the park. I want in.
Hello and welcome to Zach's Corner Podcast, Volume 2, Episode 2. What's up, everybody? Very excited to be back for Episode 2. I wanted to get back to Episode 2 a little bit quicker than I have so far, but I've had a crazy, hectic month. Last week was pretty crazy, a lot of traveling and also moving. I moved from the so-called fighter house, or the house I was living in with a bunch of guys that were, training and, not just training jiu-jitsu, but also, trying to, do their own thing, run their own businesses and stuff like that. So me and my fiance were finally able to move out, get our apartment, and that's pretty dope. I'm excited about that. I'm out here living. So got my desk set up, so I was able to get my computer set up. We both, have been doing a lot of stuff around the house, so we needed the desk in here. IKEA actually messed up and didn't deliver my couch or bed, so we've been sleeping on a bed on the floor, but it's still cool. I got the desk set up, so now I can get back to business here and start recording some more of these podcasts, and also, just getting on with, running the biz and everything. So hope everybody's doing well. Appreciate the guys who were able to listen to the first one. I'm not sure the first one is up on iTunes yet. I don't think so. We're working on that, but my goal is to do a bunch of these and just kind of get a catalog going of episodes. Keep practicing, keep getting better at not saying and stuff like that. So we're just going to keep it going, and then when we get them, we'll have a backlog of them, which isn't a bad thing. We'll be able to just keep putting them out. Shout out to my brother Paul, who's been helping me out. Getting everything together, and obviously Ross the boss has his hand in this too, as usual. So let's talk about it a little bit. What I wanted to talk about, I did have a hectic week last week traveling, so we're running the business and making sure the schedules are on, and everybody's doing their own thing, and we have all these different stuff that we're into, and we left for Brooklyn, and we had to get to Brooklyn. I had a big jiu-jitsu match up there. Really awesome weekend. Got to spend time with a lot of the guys from the school. A lot of guys that, I love spending time with everybody from the school when we go away. Obviously I miss my fiance and my family when we're traveling, but it's a necessary evil because win or lose, me and JM and the other guys putting ourselves out there and, trying to compete with the big dogs is good for us and is good for the business. So we had a great time too. And it's the stories, it's a lot of fun stories that we have. Learning and just figuring this shit out together, which is pretty cool. We got an Airbnb. It was pretty cool. Nice woman, Amy, helping us out. I think there was like 6 of us or 8 of us staying, and people are sleeping on the floor. Jeremiah flew in from a friend of mine from California. So there were just a lot of people hanging out, and it's always cool when there's like a buzz around, like, and stuff's happening and people are excited. And that's what I want. That's what I wanted from, doing stuff like this, it's cool to, be in there, competing on the big stage. And it's also cool to just, give everybody a chance to, bond together and have fun, traveling is so cool. Like we had one point where we were, coming around, I don't know what road it was, but you could just see, across the water, you could just see New York City. You could just see the city, like, and all the buildings and everything. And, we were just pumping some Mobb Deep, Jada Kiss, and Fabulous and stuff, and it was so gangster, if you will, just coming through there, just listening to that, like, that was worth the trip right there, as JM said. So those of you guys have been following my Instagram, I actually ended up losing the match, but it was a great match. Like, I went against Frank, the guy I competed against. Shout out to Frank Rosenthal. I've competed against him a couple of times. And, this time I wasn't able to come out on top, made a mistake. He was able to catch me. So, it's just a lesson learned. But, man, it was really cool to be out on the stage there, having Eddie in my corner, having Danaher in the other corner, two really good jiu-jitsu guys. And, man, it was cool. And that's kind of like what I wanted to talk about on this week's podcast, which kind of leads into it is the title will be, hopefully, You Don't Have to Do Anything. And it's actually something, I'm sure this has been said a badillion times. It's just something that resonated with me. One morning I was waking up and I listen to a lot of podcasts, and every now and then I'll listen to the Chael Sonnen podcast, and I was listening to Chael talk, and he's a funny guy, but he has a lot of good lessons too that he'll tell you about things that he's learned from, and that's something I wanted to do with this podcast for sure, is tell you guys about stories and maybe other stories that I've heard other people talk about that maybe inspired me. And one of them was Randy Couture. Was a very big influence on Chael Sonnen's life. And, Chael, I don't think he never won the UFC title, but he got really close. And I think he was just learning, like, at the time to become a professional in the sport. Like, you got to train all the time. And, I think he's been doing it so long, and he's been wrestling and everything. So I feel like for him, he just got accustomed to the lifestyle and, not maybe thinking it was as cool as it really was, and how epic it was to really be a part of something like this, like MMA, or like be involved in just something that you're into. It doesn't have to be MMA or jiu-jitsu. It could just be it could be baseball, or it could be any type of sport that you're interested in. If you're into that and you're able to make a living doing it, and it's something that you would have done for free anyways, then man, that's so huge. That's crazy how that can affect people's minds in different ways. How happy you are in your life because you're pursuing something and you're actually involved in the biz. So you can't take it, the whole thing is you can't take it for granted. And, that's basically what I wanted to talk about. Like how Chael, he would make he would say things like, man, I gotta, I have to go to the gym this morning. And, Randy would be like, well, you don't have to go to the gym this morning. You get to go to the gym, and it's like a privilege almost that you get to, you get to do something that others can't. Like a lot of guys who are out there doing stuff that they hate doing, like crappy jobs, whatever it may be, or just involved in a job that might be a good job, but it's not what you're passionate about. You're working for someone else and you don't get to like do what you love. And, you can't take that for granted. So it wasn't like, you don't have to go into the gym. Like, when you're training for these, big things, or you don't have to. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do that. And if you don't, it depends on what the consequences could be, right? But also like in that story was you get to go to the gym. You don't have to. You get to go. Like you don't have to go to whatever type of like let's say it's like you're training. That's probably a bad thing. I was going to say a baseball team. I don't know why baseball is on my mind, but that's a sport I don't even really pay attention to. But, let's just say it's for like a business or like something you're going into. You don't have to do it. You don't have to go and do that, but then you might have to get stuck with whatever the type of job or whatever type of business you're in. But if you really, 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 really want to do it, then you set your mind to it and you start doing it, and all of a sudden it could become a reality, but you don't have to, and then there's another aspect of this where, if that makes any sense to you guys, it may or may not, hopefully it does, but, it just, some reason it made sense to me. And, another one is, is also putting yourself out there and taking chances, because, a lot of times you can take the easy route, but, you could put yourself out there. You could go for something and really take a chance because you want to, but you don't have to, right? You don't have to in the long run. You don't have to take chances. You could just play it safe and do what you've been doing and stick to your guns and try to, not put yourself out there because maybe you risk embarrassment, or maybe you come up with an idea and you try to pitch it to someone and you think they're going to think it's stupid, and maybe they do think it's stupid. Maybe it is stupid, but how do you know if you don't try? How do you know if you don't put it out there. You just play the safe game, and you're not really sure eventually what could have come up with it, right? Like I know, I haven't always won every match that I've done, but even this one that I've lost now, like obviously I was pissed that I lost, but I wanted to win, but because you always want to win, you play to win most of the time, right? If you lose, I mean, what can you take from it? Are you going to quit? Or because you got to get up and go to whatever it is you're doing the next day anyway, so you can't quit. You got to keep going. And I'm not going to stop. Like I've gotten this far by losing my way to the top, to be honest with you. Like I've lost a match, and then, that made me better. And then I'd win a few, then I'd lose one, then I'd win a few, then I'd lose one. I know a lot of people who won a few and then quit. I know a lot of people who, did a couple and then they were winning. They lost and they never did it again because they couldn't take losing, and, I don't like losing, but I can take it, I just kind of tough it out, but I don't have to go out there and do these things, because if I could save myself the embarrassment of losing in front of everyone or whatever, but like I said, I don't have to do it, but I do it anyway. I feel like I have to do it, I feel like I have to, but in the reality, in the grand scheme of things, I don't have to do it. I don't have to do anything. I could just sit back on my ass. So you don't have to do it, but sometimes if you have the opportunity to, you should, because you're getting that chance. Like in that story, you don't have to, you get that opportunity, because a lot of people wouldn't have it. And then are you going to take it, or are you just going to let it run? So I'm trying to, put myself out there, whether it's in taking these opportunities that come to me or that I work for. And, whatever happens. Let it up to my hard work, and let it up to, whether I can win these matches. I don't know. And I put a lot of hard work in. So, I'm going to keep going with it. I'm not going to stop. I make a joke that it's my farewell tour, but, I'm going to compete for as long as I can, as long as my body feels healthy. But right now it's actually not healthy. My back hurts like hell, probably because I've been sleeping on a bed on the floor. And also I twisted my ankle like a dummy in the match, but I feel fine. So anyways, that was pretty much my spiel for today. Let's see what else I had written down. Anything? Yeah, and I think also too, like there's the last thing I want to say is there's a risk and reward for all this stuff. So, there's always risks involved with taking these chances, but there's what's the reward? What's the downfall? What's the weigh your options when you're going to take a chance. Like, don't just take blind chances. Sometimes you have to take blind chances, but try to make calculated decisions. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just scientifically, figure out what I'm going to do. But then sometimes I'm just going to wing it and go with my gut feeling and just weigh the options and go from there and just see what the risk and reward is. And, like I said, you don't have to do anything sometimes, but when you get to, you should probably do it. So, that's, like I said, that's what I got for today. What else? What do I got going on here? We got a ton of stuff coming up. We're actually going to be in Philly this weekend. Like I said, I'm not sure when this is going to come out, but this is an awesome thing to do. And hopefully now that I got my desk set up, I should be able to knock more of these out. But so I love you guys. Thank you for listening. If you want to train with us, check out, or if you want to know more about, what I'm doing, check out finishersmma.com. That's my crew. If you want to learn jiu-jitsu from us, finishersmma.tv. You can learn online. There's a lot of stuff on there. We're adding more videos every day for beginners, advanced people, $6 a month. So check that out. And just follow me on Instagram at Zach Maslany, ZACHMASLANY. Shout out to everybody. Love you guys. Peace.
Now, for only $6 a month, you can get inside access at finishersmma.tv, just like if you were training at 10th Planet Bethlehem yourself. There will be approximately one class each week filmed and uploaded to the site, along with extra technique videos being uploaded all the time and any seminars that Bethlehem hosts. For $6 a month, you can get access, or if you're looking for bigger deals, there's 2 discount packages. You can pay $30 for 6 months, which gets you 1 month for free, or $50 for a whole year, which amounts to 3 full months free. So go to finishersmma.tv now and get access today.